When the world was loud, when people were everywhere, when life moved like a crowded train with no space to breathe, we were just two ordinary souls pretending that nothing special existed between us. We laughed like friends, spoke like strangers, and walked past each other as if our hearts weren't memorizing every step. But when no one was watching, when silence replaced noise and shadows covered our truth, something different happened between us. Something real. Something dangerous. Something beautiful. We never planned to fall in love. It wasn't dramatic or sudden like the movies pretend. It was slow, quiet, almost unnoticeable at first. A stolen glance that lasted a second too long. A smile that felt warmer than it should. A silence that felt comfortable instead of awkward. We kept telling ourselves it was nothing, just a phase, just a moment, just imagination. But the heart doesn't listen to excuses. It only listens to feelings. You were always careful in public. So was I. We knew how the world judged, how people talked, how rumors were born from innocent moments. So we built walls around our emotions. Strong walls. But every wall has a door, and ours opened only when no one was watching. Late nights became our refuge. Messages that started casually slowly turned meaningful. We talked about dreams, fears, childhood memories, and silent pains we never shared with anyone else. You told me things you never told your closest friends. I told you secrets I never dared to speak aloud. In those moments, it felt like the entire universe had paused just to let us exist. I remember the first time our hands brushed against each other. It was unintentional, yet it sent a quiet storm through my soul. We both pretended nothing happened, but our eyes said everything. That tiny moment became a memory etched deep inside my heart, a memory I replayed when loneliness tried to consume me. When no one was watching, your voice softened. Your words became gentle. You looked at me not like everyone else did, but like I mattered. Like I was someone special in a world full of ordinary faces. And I, without realizing, began to live for those quiet moments. For the smiles, the pauses, the unspoken connection. But love, especially the kind that grows in silence, is never easy. Fear followed us. Fear of being seen. Fear of being judged. Fear of losing what we already had. So we stayed trapped between reality and desire, between logic and emotion. There were nights when I stared at the ceiling, wondering if you felt the same or if I was just living inside a beautiful illusion. There were days when you avoided eye contact, and it felt like my heart had cracked just a little more. Yet when we were alone again, everything returned. The comfort, the warmth, the undeniable closeness. We never said I love you out loud. But our silence screamed it. Our eyes confessed it. Our hesitation confirmed it. Love lived in the spaces between our words. One evening, when the world was resting and the moon was the only witness, you finally asked, "Do you ever wonder what would happen if we stopped pretending?" That question lingered in the air like a fragile promise. I wanted to answer, but courage and fear stood face to face inside me. "What already is happening," I whispered, "is scary enough." You smiled, but your eyes looked sad. "Scary things are sometimes the most real," you replied. And in that moment, I realized the truth. What happened between us when no one was watching wasn't just attraction or curiosity. It was a quiet, powerful love struggling to survive in a world that demanded control and reason. Days passed. Then weeks. Life kept testing us. Misunderstandings grew. Distance tried to replace closeness. But every time we were alone again, every time silence surrounded us, our feelings resurfaced, stronger, deeper, impossible to ignore. There was a night when emotions finally overflowed. We talked honestly, painfully, beautifully. We admitted the truth we had been hiding from ourselves. That we cared. That we felt. That we were afraid but also unwilling to let go. "What if this hurts us?" I asked. "It already does," you said softly, "but losing you would hurt more." Those words stayed with me. They still do. What happened between us when no one was watching wasn't perfect. It wasn't easy. It wasn't safe. But it was real. Pure. Human. Two hearts trying to understand each other in a world that never gave us instructions for love. And even if the future remains uncertain, Even if paths separate and time changes everything, one truth will always remain. In the quiet moments, in the unseen spaces, in the seconds only silence could hear, we were more than just two people. We were a story the world never saw. A love that existed only when no one was watching.